On January 11th, Nintendo unveiled a Nintendo Direct Mini. This Direct wasn't as big or grand as their usual Direct, but through this Direct they were able to unveil some unannounced games, give us new information on previously announced games, announced DLC for existing Switch games, and also some ports of Wii U titles that were coming to the Switch. In general, I thought the Direct was good, but I would have liked it better if it was like a traditional Direct with like a substantial title, but in general it was okay. Now in this video I'll be discussing, like giving my thoughts on some of the announcements and some of the games they announced. Now the first game to be unveiled in this Nintendo Direct is a Switch version of The World in Which You, which was originally a Nintendo DS game. And this was a very surprising reveal because The World in Which You is a very niche game that hasn't been given much focus by Square Enix. There's another version that was released on mobile, but other than that, it hasn't been given that much focus. So it's kind of cool that Square Enix is like focusing on this very underrated franchise. Now what's interesting about this version is not only will it have updated graphic and use the Joy-Con and also the touchscreen for gameplay, but it also will have an epilogue that expands on the original story, but it's unknown what this epilogue pertains to. But from the looks of the trailer, it seems to have to do with the character that was unveiled in the secret ending of the mobile version of the game. This epilogue could potentially tease a sequel to The World in Which You, who knows, but also one of the most interesting things is that since they're using the Joy-Con for the gameplay, could this version of World in Which You have co-op? Now in the original DS version of The World in Which You, there was like an element of co-op where one player could control. In the Nintendo DS version of the game, you could use the D-pad to control the character that was on the top screen, and the character could control Neku on the bottom screen through the stylus. But since the Nintendo Switch have the two Joy-Con, can we see like an element of co-op implemented into The World in Which You? That would be very interesting. So after that, they announced that Pokken Tournament Deluxe Edition will receive DLC. These DLC are referred to as Battle Pack, and the first Battle Pack, known as Wave 1, contained Asia Slash as a playable character, and Mega Rayquaza and Mimikyu as support set, and the next wave, known as Wave 2, contains Blastoise as a playable character, and Celebi and Mew as a support set. It was like a very cool reveal. It also showed that Nintendo seems is able to support these ports of games that were like released on the Wii U. Like they're not just going to like just release them with new content. They're going to like update them with DLC. So it seems that maybe this might show that games like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and maybe the other two ports that were revealed in this Direct might gain update through DLC in the future, maybe. And Aegis Flash and Mega Rayquaza look cool. Like, it's kind of a cool idea for them to be included in the game. And then they will show Blastoise. But I hope we see footage of how Blastoise plays. And also, is there like a potential for like a wave 3 and 4 to be potentially released in this year? Like, because both Aegis Flash and Blastoise are coming out on January and March. So could we see more battle pack release? The next announcement after that was Kirby Star Allies. They didn't reveal much information about this game. The only thing they did was that they showed off 2 new abilities. The Odyssey ability, where it gives Kirby a brush, and the Spider ability, which allows Kirby to like shoot webs. And they didn't reveal much about the story, and the only thing they didn't reveal about this game was that it's coming out around March 31st. Like, the game looks amazing, like it looks gorgeous, and I guess my only problem with the game is that I don't really have that much friends to play with the game. I wish it was like online co-op, but I'm still gonna see if I can buy it. So, but it's nice to know that it's coming out very early on the year for the Switch. After that, they revealed the Wii U version of Hyrule Warriors. Now, this version of Hyrule Warriors is going to be basically a combination of all the content that was released for not only the Wii U but the 3DS, like all the mission, character, costume, weapons, etc. Even the My Fairy mode is making an appearance in this version. And not only will all the content from the version will appear, but this version of the game will have content from Breath of the Wild, like both Link and Zelda will have their respective costume. Seeing as how Pokken Tournament got DLC to the Battle Pack, I wonder if Nintendo are going to, or I guess Koei Tecmo are going to like release DLC. Like, how cool will it be if we could like play as the champions from Breath of the Wild? Like, now they what if they like main maps, like where you can fight Guardians or Calamity Ganon? It'll be a very cool concept for DLC for Hyrule Warriors. The next announcement was that basically there's gonna be a new Mario Tennis game known as Mario Aces. Like, I'm not a fan of the Mario Tennis series. Like, I remember like playing like Mario Tennis on the GameCube, like a demo, but I remember like the last Mario Tennis game, Ultra Smash, wasn't really well received. But it seemed like this game is trying to like rectify the mistake of the first game by adding a story mode, and like a story mode where you can like fight bosses, but not much is known. Like, but if you like, it looks okay. It looked like Mario, like the last game, but I guess we'll have to wait to see what this game have to offer, if they improve from the last game. After that, they announced that Eidolon Lacrimosa of Dana is being released for the Switch. Like, this is a game that I think has already been released for all the PlayStation 4. And I think it's heading to like the micro PC or Microsoft Xbox One. I'm not sure, but I remember recently trying out a demo for this game on the PlayStation 4, like in GameStop. It's like a very interesting action RPG where it's like Kingdom Hearts, but there's also like an element of platinum games where you can like dodge and like have like initiate like a wish time where time is slowed down and you can like take advantage of the enemy. It's kind of cool that the Switch is getting this game. It's a very interesting, like it looks like a very interesting RPG. I might get it for the Switch. After that, the next announcement is that Super Mario Odyssey is receiving updates, free updates that add a new mode and other additional stuff. The new mode is called My Balloon Mode. It's an interesting mode and concept. It doesn't particularly interest me, but it's kind of interesting. It's a mode where players can put balloons in certain locations in certain worlds, and players from other versions and players can like search for those balloons. It's like a very interesting idea because it takes the ideas of collectibles, like now you're placing a collectible in a certain location, like you have to like think, you have to have like, an understanding of the level and the layout of the level. It doesn't interest me that much, but another aspect about this free update is that there will be new costume, like a night costume, like I forgot what the costume were, but it's kind of interesting that Nintendo are like giving these updates to us, because I also hope that these updates mean that maybe in the future they consider giving us proper DLC that maybe like paid DLC that maybe expand, like maybe expansion or like new level for Super Mario Odyssey. Like I have like some ideas, like I might make a video speculating what the DLC for Super Mario Odyssey might be. After that is a fighting game known as SNK Heroine Tag Team Friendly. I'm unfamiliar with the SNK series. I'm not sure what, it's some kind of crossover fighting game series I've heard of. I'm not sure what it pertains to. But from the looks of it, it's like a fighting game. But this looks like a fighting game that revolves around female character. Like I know who Mai Shiranui is. She's like a character from King of Fighter, but I'm not sure about the others. But this game kind of like confuses me. It like doesn't really look like a game that would like appeal to like hardcore fighting gamers. Like it looks like a fighting game, but it geared to like female demographic. And one of the most disappointing, one of the most interesting, like I guess this could be disappointing based on your point of view, but apparently the US version is being censored, because if you watch the Japanese direct and the trailer they showed for the Japanese version of this game, let's just say the female were more scantily clad. Like they have more revealing clothing in the Japanese version, but in the US version they don't have the outfits, or I guess the game is being censored for some reason, which is kind of odd, because Xenoblade Chronicles 2 didn't get its visual weren't censored, so why is this game being censored? It's kind of confusing. It's just like, it doesn't look like it looks like too girly for my taste. Like some people might enjoy it, but I guess this would be a pass. Like I guess the only way I would buy it is if there was like glowing reviews, like. And after that we get a teaser trailer that shows off that Donkey Kong is going to be a DLC character for Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I haven't had time to try out the game. I heard a lot of good stuff about it. I hope to like try it out one day, like, but I'm still kind of low on cash. And in the trailer we see Donkey Kong helping out Princess, the Rabbit Peach, and we see like what the stage based on his game could look like, hypothetically look like, and we see him using a banana like a boomerang. That probably will be his signature weapon. It's kind of like the quality. I kind of like the quality of the teaser, and I hope to one day try the game in order to try out this DLC one day. And after that is Payday 2, which is like a team focused heist game. First person shooter games aren't really my forte, but for any person who are like pining for like a first person shooter for Nintendo Switch, I guess this will fill that itch, and it's coming out on very close, like it's coming on like next month on February 27th. So if you're interested in those type of games, there's gonna be Payday 2 for you. After that, we get to see the announcement of 2 indie games. The first one is a game known as Faye. This is like a game that I think is being produced by EA, which is kind of weird because EA isn't really synonymous with indie game, but apparently this was the game that sort of kind of leak or give away the fact that a Nintendo Direct was coming. So it's kind of cool that EA is still supporting the Switch. And the next game is Celeste, which is like a platformer game where you have like a stamina meter similar to like Breath of the Wild, and you use it to like dash through the air. These games look kind of cool, like especially Faye. Like I can see myself playing Faye, but Celeste seems like okay to me. And after that, they announced another Wii U port, which is Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Now, the only new content they're including in this version of Tropical Freeze is that Funky Kong is going to be playable. But from the looks of it looks like he's going to be very OP. Like he has a he has unlimited rolls, unlimited like his surfboard prevents him from getting hit by spikes. Like he seems very OP-ish. I can't help wondering if he's like a special unlockable character. But again, it's kind of cool that Tropical Freeze is coming out. I feel bad for the people who have like a Wii U and already bought Tropical Freeze. Also, I can't help wondering if they're like similar to how Pokken Tournament is receiving DLC through the Battle Pack. Well, on Tropical Freeze and even the Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition receive updates that like DLC. I'm not sure what type of DLC Tropical Freeze will receive, but it'd be kind of cool, maybe. I'm not sure. And finally, they conclude with a teaser that shows that Dark Souls Remaster is coming to Nintendo Switch. Like this version of Dark Souls is going to have like all of the DLC and maybe even enhanced graphic. Apparently it was rumored or they were like leaked that Dark Souls was coming to like the Nintendo Switch. So it's kind of cool to see that rumor come to fruition. Also, I can't help but wondering like similar to like Skyrim on the Switch or like Rocket League on the Switch, will this version of Dark Souls have like any Nintendo related content, like maybe like you can use the Master Sword or weapon related to past Nintendo games, like boss battle that relates to Nintendo games. Like it'd be kind of cool to see what it's going to be the Nintendo related content for this game. And that's basically my general thoughts on each of the games that was shown off in the Nintendo Direct Mini. In general, I thought the Direct was okay. I wish it was like a traditional Direct with like more relevant title. Like I was hoping for them to like show off the next Fire Emblem game or something more substantial. But I thought the game they showed off in the Direct were interesting nonetheless. Now, why don't you like comment below and tell me what you thought of the Direct? Were you like disappointed? Did you like it? Was it like the greatest Direct you ever saw? And what's your thoughts on some of the game? What game interested you, and what game you couldn't care less about? Like, just like comment below. And if you want to like also see more of my content, why don't you like subscribe to my channel? I've been your host, Mr. Premium, and I guess I'll be signing off. Bye.